Tony G. Atkins,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California.
Tony Atkins, she's the most compassionate, generous, down-to-earth person I've met in a long time.
She has an incredibly rare combination of a good head and a good heart.
She is open-minded, she's got a big heart, she doesn't make judgments, and she wants to make things better for almost everyone she meets.
She'll go out and do the homeless count, and she'll be talking to people, interviewing them, and getting a real idea of why they're homeless.
Her motivation and values were shaped by and guided by her upbringing. Understanding that you can't have stability if you don't have a home, and you can't have a home if you don't have a job.
What greater champion that we have to talk about poverty than a child born in the mountains of Virginia, looking through the clapboard of a house without the resources that many of us take for granted, who understands poverty not only just because you are poor, but the devastating effect that it can have on your life if there's not adequate intervention.
Tony understands poverty. There are elected officials who intellectually understand poverty. There are elected officials who will never understand poverty intellectually. And then there are politicians who lived it. And so she understands it both intellectually, but also emotionally growing up poor.
This woman needed a few extra days to get a new house because she was being evicted for the school to be built. And I took all the information and assured her that I would talk to the school district in the morning, that we'd take care of everything, that she'd have a few more days. So I proudly told that to Tony, and she looked at me with this look. She said, "Steve, that woman is not going to sleep tonight. You got to call the school district tonight and let her, and so you can let this woman know that she gets to stay in her house for a few more days."
I was out of work. She had me come and paint her kitchen cabinets as a, way to kind of help me out. So that's the kind of person she is. She looks after her friends, and she has a great sense of humor. She's a lot of fun to be with, but she's very serious about her work.
Every woman in California can look to our new speaker and know that every moment of her service will be devoted to their hopes and aspirations. That she is a speaker who has dedicated her life to improving their health and well-being, who has fought for policies that respect their dignity and champion their intrinsic rights. Every member of the LGBT community can look to our new speaker and know that when those great questions of public policy are debated, one of their own will have a key seat at the table.
If she sees a problem, an inequity, an injustice, she's going to jump in. She can't stop herself from helping. It is the heart of her public service. Tony is here because she believes in public service, and she's always been a public servant. You know, as a young woman, she worked at a health clinic in San Diego, helping poor women get the health services they need.
I've known Tony for at least 30 years, probably more. And the thing that popped in my head was the first time I remember working with her was at Woman Care. From that point on, we became good friends and colleagues in the battle, several battles.
She's passionate about equality, as evidenced by her time on the City Council and now in Sacramento, where she's advocated successfully for equality in employment, housing, relationships, education, and vital records, literally from birth to death.
I just so much appreciate what she did as the interim mayor for San Diego. She's held a steady course for us. She put us on the right track. It was the perfect segue. It's exactly what we needed, and we all owe her a great debt of gratitude.
I can remember Tony coming to our stand-downs years and years and years ago. She has remained a tremendous supporter of our mission at Stand Down. I see her on the field. She is a tent sponsor, and graduation, probably the most important part of the entire three-day event. Count on it, Tony's going to be there.
One of my earliest memories is when we were working to save the North Park Theater, and the place was literally crumbling because there was a hole in the roof. Needless to say, Tony found a way. She found another department who really wanted to help her out. We found the money, she got the roof fixed, and the theater was preserved.
To me, leaders have to have a servant's heart. And there's a few leaders in our community that has a servant's heart, and Tony Atkins has that.
Well, one of the things that I remember most about Tony. It was in 2007. We had the big wildfires here in San Diego. I went over to San Diego High School with my team, and there was Tony Atkins with her, literally in her blue jeans and her sleeves rolled up. And not only was she leading from in front in terms of organizing, she was helping move cots, helping people move to different positions, handing out blankets, handing out bottles of water.
She comes from Appalachia. She comes from poor beginnings. She knows what it's like to struggle, and I think she always has that in her DNA and her background and her back of her mind on all the decisions that she makes. She's always looking at what's best for the general good.
Some have said that this will be a transitional speakership. I don't believe that. I think it will be a transformative speakership.
Will she fight for workers, the working poor, and the homeless? Yes. Will she fight for reproductive rights and health care for all? Yes. Will she fight for a quality education, a clean environment, and a strong economy? Yes, yes, and yes. Please join me in congratulating the next Speaker of the California State Assembly, the Honorable Tony G. Atkins.
To all the incredible San Diegans who are here, too many to name individually, today is a day to be proud. 40 years ago we had a Senate President pro tem. 20 years ago we had a governor. And today we complete the Triple Crown for America's finest city as we gain a Speaker of the Assembly. Let's get to work and let's continue to dream.